CFL Combine one-on-one with Hamilton Tiger Cats Assistant General Manager and Director of Canadian Scouting, Drew Allemang. Drew, first I got to start with Canadians. I love talking about them with you overall. How do you see this 2023 class stacking up against years past?
Yeah, I mean, we're excited about it. I think we kind of take, every draft, is its own unique self, and we're kind of just going through the process, and this week is, a big part of it. We get some medical information about each player. We get to interview them, get some, just some more information about the character end, and get a little bit about their football intelligence, and then obviously get to see them on the field.
And the big difference this year with it being a week long, how does that help you guys analyze and get these prospects to the point where you are grading them as well, seeing them in the different events?
Yeah, no, I think in scouting, I mean, you're always looking for more exposure to the players, and we get all the different testing components that are standard from years past. Those are all taking place, and then just the format of it, with it being a little bit more like an all-star week practice, we're going to get to see the players do more football events, whether that's different individual drills, one-on-ones, so competitive periods, and then even some team drills. I mean, it's just going to be, we're going to see them in a variety of different settings going against the best players in Canada.
Are there any Canadian quarterbacks this year that could be draftable in the class?
I mean, we're still working through that, I'm excited to see, they have some underclassmen here that are going to be throwing. So I think that's going to be great for them, just to get that experience to take back to their teams, and then also for their draft years down the road. But we're going to look at everyone, and we still haven't got to the point where we set our board and know who's going to be drafted where, in our opinion. But we're still kind of working through that right now.
There are two Canadian quarterbacks that started games in the CFL last year. Everybody knows about Nathan Rourke and, of course, Trey Ford. How do you think that helps the future of that position being developed in Canada?
I think it's a great thing. I mean, it's when you think back to when you played football in your youth. I mean, the quarterback was such a premier position. I think there's always a point where everyone's played a little bit of quarterback, or wanted to be able to throw the ball. And I think seeing Canadian kids that maybe kind of navigated through football in our country, I mean, the younger generation, they might just see it as like, okay, maybe I could do that too. Kind of like someone like a Steve Nash or a Vince Carter did in Canada. Just it's such a premier position. I just think it's great for our league and football in our country in general.
And these kids, not to slight the CFL at all, but they're getting looks in the NFL as well, right? Trey Ford had workouts with multiple NFL teams. Nathan Rourke signed with the Jacksonville Jaguars. I know you follow that league closely as well for talent. How well do you think Rourke can do in the NFL, trying to translate his success from the CFL down there?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know his exact, situation. I haven't followed it that closely, but, I do know, obviously we did our work on him in the draft, and, I know how competitive he is as an individual. I know how hard he works. I know his understanding of the game. I know he has, everything that you want in a football player. So I'm excited to see really how it works out for him.
Why has Hamilton been so successful in drafting and developing Canadians that stay on their roster and become impact makers?
Yeah, I mean, I think like any of the different avenues that we acquire players, I mean, I think we, and I think other teams do the same too. I just think we put a lot of importance on it. We've had good draft capital, and I think, just it's kind of worked out well for us, and, we're really excited just about the players that we have.
And what's the collaborative approach been like? Coach O talks about it so much with your group in terms of the management structure there and football operations. What's it been like for you?
Yeah, it's really been great. I think, with Ed and Spencer, I mean, we see the game, some ways we see it similar, other ways we see it a bit different, and we all have a lot of respect for each other, and we have great communication with each other, and everyone has, a voice and can make decisions, and will feel comfortable, if they don't agree with something, speaking up. And, I think with Coach O, and then even our other coaches, and someone like Spencer Bohm, who works with us in scouting, I think we all have that respect and value each other's opinions, and can have, tough conversations about players. So I think it works really well. There's not a lot of, ego where someone wants to be, in charge of everything or anything like that. So I think it's really it's been a great, learning experience for myself. I get to work with great people that really know what they're doing.
Thanks for the time, man.